A New Mexico sheriff's deputy shoots a teen multiple times, then causes his whole own host of problems, all on his own. Then, 7 years later, he's finally charged with murder. My name's Kevin. This is Badgecast. I'm a former police officer with 12 years of experience, and I'm here to break this and all things law enforcement, public safety down for you. Let's get into it. So we got this first article coming from a local news agency in New Mexico, KOAT. They got some dash cam and body cam footage that they spliced together to make this video happen. We'll get into that in a second, but here's the breakdown of what happened. So on June 25th, so this article came out July 12th, about 11:12, a little after 11 o'clock, the sheriff's department got a call of a check the welfare on a 17-year-old, Elijah Hadley, and he's walking down I-70, and Deputy Diaz comes upon him and engages him in some brief conversation before Elijah pulls out what looks like a gun, drops it on the ground, and Deputy Diaz opens fire on him. He makes contact with him. Elijah goes down to the ground. He tries to run around the patrol car. The deputy does. Go get a first aid kit. The kid's yelling at him about it's a BB gun. Kid's rolling over on top of the BB gun as the deputy comes back around to the driver's side of the car. He's giving him more commands to get away from the gun, and he opens fire on him again, somewhere in the neighborhood of 19 rounds. So we're going to break this all down from some officer safety issues to how to deal with subjects or suspects, and all the way down to how many rounds come down on this. So afterward, the chief does an interview with that same news agency, and this one, better yet, let's do this. Let's get into let's just do this is the news video of the kid body cam, dash cam. They spliced it all together. You can follow me on this one.
New video shows moments before and after a 17-year-old with an airsoft gun was shot and killed by an Otero County Sheriff's deputy. Julian Pottis breaks down the video, which may be difficult to see.
On June 25th, after 11 p.m., a deputy in Otero County responding to a welfare check on 17-year-old Elijah Hadley. The deputy can be heard trying to ask Hadley what he's doing on Highway 70.
Stop right there, bro. Stop.
As Hadley approaches the deputy, he is asked to show his hands. At this moment, the 17-year-old throwing to the side what looks to be a gun, later found to be an airsoft pistol. But the deputy shooting Hadley 4 times. Hadley collapses to the ground.
42 base and shots fired, shots fired.
The unnamed deputy informing OC/SO he's unharmed.
Mason, send me help. I'm not hit, subject down.
As the deputy waits for backup, he can be heard telling Hadley not to move. At this point, the 17-year-old has been on the ground for more than 3 minutes until shots are fired again.
Don't go to that gun! 42 base and shots fired, shots fired!
Hadley then shot more than 15 times as he lies on the ground injured. 5 minutes pass and the deputy can be heard breathing heavily, still waiting for deputies to arrive. Otero County deputies arrive by 11:23 p.m. to offer aid. The deputy checking Hadley's body for a pulse.
I got no pulse anywhere.
New Mexico State Police is investigating the incident, which is also being shared with the district attorney. For the time being, they also say the identity of the Otero County deputy will not be shared as they investigate the shooting. For KOAT Action 7 News, I'm Julian Pottis reporting.
And we have reached out to the Otero County.
All right, so there's that. Now that y'all seen it, let me give you some of my feedback on that. I'm not entirely sure why he got out of the car. I mean, maybe have the door open in case you need to really get out. This case kid really has a gun, but you can always throw yourself behind the dash and just or if he starts to point this gun toward you, I mean, just hood vault him, center punch him, something. Just, there's no reason to be at the car door. But okay, so you're giving him commands at the car door. Now we're at the car door, and the kid pulls the gun out, and he's like, drops the gun. He didn't come up, point it. I don't know. I can wrap my head around the fact that this deputy feels like he was threatened, feels like there was a gun, saw a gun. He's pretty new. My understanding is he's only a couple years in. Man, take a split second and identify that that is not a threat. I can get why he got there. I can see why it happened. Couple rounds downrange. Eliminate the threat. You can't trust that the gun's on the ground. He's not going to pick it back up. I can get there, but man, it's a stretch. But now the kid's yelling at you, it's a BB gun. Okay, well, again, everyone's lying to you. Everyone's trying to kill you. Can't believe that that's really a BB gun. So now he's running around the car. He takes his eyes off the subject. Now he's buried into the passenger door. He's not watching what's going on to get a first aid kit. And then he's running back around to the driver's side of the car. And then he opens the door back up. He's not once has he tried to secure the firearm while the guy's in shock, while he's rolling around the ground trying to figure out how he just got shot. Get up there, kick that gun away, shove it in your waistband, do something to have some officer safety. That's what he created, this whole second half, this situation for himself. That is beyond belief to me. I can't even. So now he's back at the driver's door, and now he's re-engaging him verbally to get away from the gun. Okay, well, the kid doesn't know where he's at. He just got shot. He's rolling around the ground. He doesn't know where the gun's at. He just knows he's got shot. And now you're going to induce some situation that you think that now he's reaching for the gun again. You created that second part of the situation. That's the same problem that I have with dudes that try and stand in front of cars, pursuits, and start cranking rounds into windshields, jumping on hoods. What are you doing? You created that situation, not the driver. You got yourself in that position. Have some officer safety, have some situational awareness. That's unacceptable to me. Anyway, enough with my soapbox. Let's get to what this bonehead chief decided he had to say. Spare you the background story. So anyway, this chief had an interview with some news anchor at the same place, the same news place, KOAT, which is some local place in New Mexico. The part that really killed me was the interviewer asked him, were protocols followed? His immediate response, take it for what it was. These are just words. I don't know if this is a true transcript or not, but it's hard to watch. Very hard to watch. And I agree, it's hard to watch. But he gets down here and says, so protocols were not followed. What protocols are these here, Sheriff? Did he engage the suspect properly? Did he render first aid properly? Did he secure the gun properly? He breaks in some of the same stuff that I just got into about discarding the weapon and securing the scene and things like that. But man, does this sheriff throw this dude under the bus. Just straight threw him under the bus. Talking about how there was a spot in here in this where he says that, I don't know, the second part doesn't make sense. And the DA, oh, it's right up here. The DA is going to have to slow down the video. Come on, man. Slow down the video? Do we get to slow down real life? This deputy is making split-second decisions. He thought the gun was coming out. He thought it was pointing at him. He felt fear for his life that this dude was going to shoot him. I can get there on the first shoot, but the fact that he ran around the car and took his eyes off him and all this other stuff doesn't even go up there to render first aid until well after the fact of the second shoot. Now, let's get into the whole fact of the 19 rounds. You are there for lethal force to eliminate the threat. As long as the threat is present, you are there to eliminate the threat. It is what it is. That's just the way the case law is written. And he's out there by himself in the middle of nowhere. Here's another thing. Here's some Google Maps. So Otero County in New Mexico is this little L-shaped thing out here. This poor kid, Elijah, he was part of this tribe out here in New Mexico, up here off of I-70. I'm not even going to try and say it. But he's out here somewhere on I-70. There's nothing out here but this tribe, a couple little small towns. I mean, this deputy's back of code 3 was at least 7 minutes out, 10 minutes out, driving 110 miles an hour. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to link all these articles down below. So if you guys want to check all these out on your own, peruse them as you will. But if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up on this video, like this, subscribe, share it with your friends. All right, we're going to keep going. So now here we are. This article comes out just about a couple days ago, week ago. So now the DA's office has now reviewed all that. 7 months later, they're filing first-degree murder charges. I think I ended up seeing later on somewhere else in a clip, but couldn't find the actual charging documents, that they charged the Deputy Diaz with the whole slew of murder charges, first degree, second degree, third degree, all the way down. And we'll get into what exactly first degree murder actually entails. I think they're going to have a stretch to get there. Anyway, long story short, this article encapsulates the fact that the deputy is now charged with murder, and how everybody is in the community is really up in arms. And I can't blame them. You know, they, I don't know, not a real great shoot. So more videos, more dash cams, more articles all about how this poor kid's life got lost, over 19 rounds getting shot at him. Second district court filing charges. They reviewed them. Yeah. I don't know. Any of the murders, I think, is going to be a hard press. And here we're going to get into that in a second. But here's the press release from the DA's office. After thorough review of all the evidence, they're going to file charges on June 25th, 2024. He was walking out. They give you the backstory. The DA's office appointed the specific attorney that's going to handle the case. They spoke to the family. They talked about it. Yeah. Filing charges, murder 1. So here it is. First degree murder. First degree murder, aggravated murder, often defined as an unlawful killing that is both willful and premeditated. There's an and in there, folks. And that's going to be key. You know, federal and state homicide crimes may use different terminology. Generally, most first degree murder laws include that the defendant purposefully or willfully, with deliberation, premeditation, caused the death of another person. He caused the death of another person. It was purposeful. He was shooting a gun at him. He willfully did it in his right mind. He had the conscious thought to do that. He was deliberate in his actions. He pointed the gun at him. He shot at him. Premeditation is going to be the hard thing they're going to have to get to. In the 14 seconds he was running around this car with his head cut off, no pun intended. I'm sure a lot of people in New Mexico probably want to do that, but he's going for a first aid kit. In his mind, he's trying to revert to some training. But man, I see them getting to manslaughter for sure. You know, voluntary manslaughter for sure. But I just don't see how they're going to get to any of the murders. Second degree murder even. Maybe. Gosh. But here's the thing. You know, at the end of the day, you know, this deputy is going to go in there. He's probably not going to testify. He's probably going to end up having to take a deal if he's even still employed. If he's got the union to back him, I don't know. I cannot implore all of you enough. Just go with the program. You are dealing with cops like this, deputies like this, that have no business carrying a badge and a gun. Just do what they tell you to do. You will be better off. Suck it up, lose your pride, whatever you got to do. You will get out the other side of that situation rather than having guns shot at you. Just do what they tell you. Handcuffs, back of a car, let them dust you off afterward. Ask for a supervisor. You will get it cleaned up. Sue them to the high heavens. But man, just sit on the curb, put your hands on your lap, do what they tell you to do. There's a lot of dudes out there that have no business being cops. No business. Mommies wouldn't let them have squirt guns. Nothing. Just follow their directions. Fight it in court, sue them, get an attorney, do what you got to do. Don't end up like poor Elijah. Don't end up like this family where you're having to mourn the loss of some other family member. Man, terrible, awful. Poor kid's walking down the street. Who knows what's going on in his life? Who knows what family incident he just left? Just threw a BB gun in his pocket, think he was going to protect himself for some other knucklehead walking down the street in the middle of New Mexico. Way out in the middle of nowhere. He lives on a reservation. Who knows what his upbringing is, where he's come from, what he's been through. And now he's got this cop that rolls up on him, pointing a gun at him too. And he's scared out of his mind, just threw it on the ground. Now he's getting bullets shot at him. I'm telling you, folks. Doesn't matter how long you have to sit in handcuffs. Doesn't matter how long you have to sit in the back of a car. Doesn't matter how long you got to go to jail. You will get dusted off if you didn't do nothing wrong. Just go with the program. I'm telling you, it'll work out. You can be on YouTube like me, screaming at the camera about how you were unjustly arrested, but it ain't worth it if you're dead on the side of the road like poor Elijah. Hope y'all like this one. Like this video, subscribe. Hope y'all enjoyed it. See you next time. Badgecast.